OK, well, SAS veteran Phil Campion joins us now live from southern Spain near Malaga, where he's currently in isolation after government ordered a total lockdown to tackle the coronavirus outbreak there.
Morning,
Phil. Good morning to you. You messaged me yesterday because you're in Spain. You've been put into lockdown. Listen, you've been in some many hotspot in your time, many war zones and so on. What is your reaction to what's happening in Spain? What do you think of the fact that in this country we're not doing anything yet? And how are you feeling, and what's average life like now for people in a lockdown country?
This is another front line as far as I'm concerned at the moment. We are battling a hideous disease. The most important thing for me at the moment is to gain information which will help me. That's paramount to my survival, because if I don't know what's going on, I can't act accordingly. So, you know, I'm studying stuff. The only thing I can do at the moment is look on social media and the news. And you have to then decipher what is the truth and what isn't the truth. But for sure, with this lockdown, I can't catch it if I'm not cutting around the streets. So the safest place for me, logically, is here until I know exactly what's going on. So I'm actually quite happy with the lockdown.
Phil, can you explain how lockdown works? If you were, for instance, to leave your apartment and go out on the streets and decide perhaps to go and meet some friends for a drink, what would happen?
Right, you need a good reason to go out. You need to be either going out for food or medical supplies, or you need to be in a really bad way. If you can't prove that's what you're doing, or if you're just cutting around, you know, sightseeing or visiting friends, you're in trouble here. You know, you are going to get lifted. The police have been given special powers where they can remove you from the streets. They can fine you quite heavily. You could even end up in prison. There's nothing open here other than a few food shops and the pharmacy. So there's no want for me to go downtown whatsoever. So look, you've been given some restrictions. You just got to adhere to them. And if you are going out, it's for a good reason, and therefore you've got nothing to worry about.
Phil, one of the things that people are saying is that, unlike in China, which is quite an authoritarian country, that when the government says you do something, people do it because they're fearful of retribution, that a country like Britain, pretty free, open, democratic and so on, very spirited country in many ways,
independent and resilient.
Very we know best in many ways. A lot of people may not have the stomach for the fight to basically do what they should do, which is stay in for a few months or whatever it may take. What do you think about that? I mean, what is the mental strength that we now need collectively as a country to respond to this?
If the people take on that I'm OK attitude, I'm all right, Jack, that you may well be in a position where you're not going to get this, OK? Or if you get it, you're going to be, the consequences are going to be very light. If your own conscience is worth anything whatsoever, then you have to realise that by you not doing what you're told, you could put other people, old people, people whose immune systems aren't what yours are, at danger. And if you can live with the fact that you might kill somebody with that, then that's up to you. But I certainly can't. And I think the message here has to be there are a lot of people in a lot worse positions than you who might not survive this. And let's cut around, let's rally around this together, and let's make sure that nobody dies unnecessarily because somebody's done something stupid.
I think those are very wise words. Phil Campion, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
And good luck. Phil, do you know how long it's going to last?
15 days we're being told, but if it's longer, Susanna, I can take it. I'll get on with me missus, so we're all right.
Oh,
as a former SAS guy, what's the longest you've been, like, buried up to your neck in a hole, for example?
Oh, I've been in some bushes for a bit longer than 15 days. Don't worry about that.